What is the need for SAP security? In this session, we'll cover the various requirements to have SAP application security in place and why we need to follow this requirement very religiously and seriously. What is the objective of SAP security? We should first understand the risk associated with an organization in absence of SAP security processes. SAP is an enterprise system, and most of the times it is heart of the whole organization. Anything going wrong in SAP has a ripple effect in all the partner systems to which the data is flowing back and forth. SAP also houses finance and purchasing, which are the critical SOX systems. If it is not secured properly, then there is a good chance that it might lead to financial fraud and eventually loss of revenue. The second risk that we have is business disruption due to entering of wrong data or abruptly starting processes, which causes stoppage of the system. There is also legal risk in case of misstatements. So when the CFO of a company announces the financial quarterly or the yearly results, they have to stand by those results. And if the system is not secure, there is a chance of entering wrong data and thereby making wrong statements. There is also widespread process risk as it is highly integrated system. So anything going wrong within SAP system itself will eventually migrate to other partner systems, and once this happens, it becomes very, very difficult to rectify these issues if every care is not taken in the beginning itself to prevent them. Eventually there is risk in money and loss of time in rectification of abnormalities and irregularities. There is also legal regulations which you need to address through SAP application security. The prime one being SOX, which is the Sarbanes-Oxley Act of 2002. The second law which we need to address is HIPAA. It stands for Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act of 96. Then there is ITAR, International Traffic in Arms Regulation. These are few of the regulations, but depending on the country where you are implementing SAP, you might have more regulations to adhere to. SAP provides more than 100,000 SAP sub-processes tasks. In simple language, in technical language, it's called transactions. In its ECC module, every organization may use part of the functionality or depending on their requirement. The golden principle in security is access is always granted on an as is needed basis. This is the least privilege rule. For example, someone who has technical responsibility, he doesn't need many of the business transactions, and vice versa. Someone with finance needs to be restricted to finance and not be granted purchasing access. And even within finance, there are various areas which should not be clubbed. That brings us to the end of this session, the need of SAP security.